Gyalis.
First and foremost, free the whole world, boss. I am your gracious host, Caspian Montgomery. Welcome, Gaza Nation, to another episode of the Vybz Kartel show. Today, we will be explaining Millennium Gyalis to the patois illiterate, and I must tell you, nothing makes me more happy than when our great Gaza leader and Gaza's most loyal soldier collaborate on a track together. And we must not forget about Shawn, because he did wonderful on this song. So without further ado, Shawn Storm, please begin.
Things that you know is like 3, 4, 5. Get your gal wet, you know me but right. She told me that they just eat one night. What? We chill like cut to 3. Classic fuck, pull up my pants of armor Reebok.
The legendary Shawn Storm begins the first verse by letting us know that he is a true Gyalis. He has figured out the girls. It's as easy as 3, 4, 5. You just have to do the maths. And then he tells us that he will get your girlfriend wet, and not from a boat ride in the tropical island of Jamaica. No, her vagina will be soaked just at the sight of Siv. And then he says, she pillow talks to him, and she tells him that your penis game is very weak, so all you do all night is nyam the poom. And then he says, he, on the other hand, drills her like 1, 2, 3 hut, and that is a football drill. So imagine how hard he is smashing into the vagina, and it is a classic fornication session. His pants are still on, and he still has on his Reeboks, and that is just a wonderful line, because Reeboks, the Reebok Classic, that was their most famous pair of sneakers, I do believe. So it is a classic fornication session with his Reeboks on.
Some rubbish with some wire run down your way of the meep up. Book up on the cocky white girl and put them on the Nico. Take 2 off at them girl, then Nico, then the Reebok, then the Reebok. Shut up, no, can you keep up?
Then Shawn comes in and tells us that most of these men are lying. They are not ladies' men. The women that they get are rubbish heaps. They are garbage. And Shawn and the boss and Shawn Storm, they get the finest women on the island. And then he tells us that he's going to put a woman right on his penis, and she's going to drop down on her kneecaps. And I can only imagine what she's doing down there. And then he says he is such a Gyalis that he could take 2 women, and then he will cut them, he will have sex with them, and then he goes crazy. He will re-have sex with them, and I don't even know what he's saying. Shawn, you will have to tell me exactly what you said in those lines, but it sounded amazing. And then he says, because of that last line, he is even short of breath. How are we supposed to keep up with those type of lyrics? Bravo, my youth.
Gyalis are the millennium. To pussy me bring the fire like a rebellion. Touch your breast and that the cover me no feel any lump. In our belly me bust it up loud in the lip.
And then Siv comes back in to let us know that these 3 men are the Gyalis of the millennium. They get any women they want. And then he says my favorite phrase, I believe, in the Jamaican language. He says, 2 pussy clot. And I just love the way that sounds. And he tells us that he brings the fire like a rebellion. And that is a very powerful line. And then he says when he's with this particular woman in bed, under the covers, he is caressing and touching her breasts. He doesn't feel any lumps, and that means she is good and healthy and ready for breeding. And then he tells us that's exactly what he plans to do, because he's not going to pull out, and he's not wearing a condom. He's going to ejaculate in her stomach like a pump shotgun.
Girl, give me the puna na nini so. Kaki ringing at them belly puna no. Give me the puna na nini so. Make she sing melodies la 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 ooh.
This has to be my favorite part of the song, so instead of breaking it down for you, I would rather just sing it. Siv says, Gala giwi di punani ni so. Kaki ringing at the belly no. Gala giwi di punani ni so. Makes you sing melodies la 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 ooh.
Let me tell you about Gyalis, new Millennium Gyalis, Y2K Gyalis, master degree Gyalis.
And now it is time for the king of the dance hall to speak, and he lets us know that these three men consistently get women. It has never stopped. Over the years, they will probably take away your girlfriend like mackerel will take away a woman's boyfriend. And then he says they are Y2K Gyalis. Even the women born after the 2000s love them. Every woman loves these men. They actually have a master's degree in the minds of women, and that is the reason why they are beloved by women all over the world.
Fuck it in a traffic, graphic, just vanish, damage. Me grab it, no caress, me grab brace, me cock it, stab it. You love me, you promise.
One Dawn then lets us know that he doesn't care where he is. If he wants the woman, he will have sex with her in a car, in the middle of traffic. Her underwears will be ripped off and her vagina will subsequently be damaged. He's grabbing at it. He's not caressing her. This is not a romantic session. This time it is full savage mode. And then he says, after he stabs it, "Do you love me? Do you promise?" And he's just asking that because we all know women lie.
Them girl eat the ice cream and not the cone alone. I did them girl call when she home alone. She blew up on the thing like a saxophone, xylophone, all kind of phone, and video with one xylophone.
And now Mr. O comes back in and lets us know that this woman, she eats the ice cream, not just the cone. And that is a fellatio reference, meaning that not only does she perform fellatio, but she also likes to drink semen. And then he says, these girls, whenever they're home alone, they are blowing up his phone, they are calling him because they want to perform fellatio on him. And this particular woman, she blows on his flute like it is a saxophone, a xylophone, any kind of phone you can dream of. And she actually takes video of it upon Kyla's phone. And I do not know who Kyla is, but I'm going to assume it is one of Shano's lady friends.
She send it to Kyra phone, she call. Me bust me juice in her mouth, me load the wall. Her man dey I'm yard, him wash him cookie clothes a full. A wicked girl all over her face, my balls are roll. She text him, boss, she there, show she soon come home.
And then the boss of all bosses comes back in and lets us know that this particular woman, Shano's friend who shot the video on Kyla's phone, she is a very cold woman because she took that video and she sent it to Cairo's phone. Wow, this is just getting crazy. This woman is very brave. And then he says that he is going to ejaculate in this woman's mouth. He's going to low the hole. He's not even worried. He doesn't even care about this woman's vagina. He just wants her mouth. And then he says, all this time, her boyfriend is back at his house and he's washing, he is cooking for them, he is even folding her clothes. And this wicked woman has world boss's testicles rolling all over her face. And then right after she finishes that, she texts him and says that she's going to be home soon. What a wicked woman.
Me full of style and me design I know. The kind of flow, we kind of slow, we make the mind a blow. The type of skirt that she a wear, make the vagina show. She pop on me pole, me money enough, I'm not kind of choke, Kyla show.
And then Shano tells us that he is full of styles. He has many different styles on the microphone, and he also dresses in many different styles with his outfits. So much so that even his designer knows he has the kind of flow that is kind of slow, but it will make your mind still blow. It will blow your mind, these lyrics and his rhythm and the way it sounds is just amazing. And then he says this woman has the type of skirt on that her vagina is showing out of it, and I would love to see that outfit on that woman. And then he says she's just like a stripper, except she's stripping her clothes off upon his pole, upon his penis, and they are apparently having a morning sex session.
Her sister turn around like terminus. Underneath her burning up 5,000 Kelvin. She called me the king, she called him the gelding. No pretending, me are the realest. Tight hole pan big penis. Stick me by me cock fit. Pick the can chick chick.
And now the teacher ends the entire song with a lyrical lesson. As always, he tells us that her sister turns around. She wants back shots. She turns around just like a bus terminal. And then he says underneath her is burning up. Her vagina is on fire. It's actually at 5,000 Kelvin. And Kelvin is how you measure color temperature. And I do know that from growing marijuana in my past. And then he says that this woman calls him the king, and she calls her own boyfriend a gelding. And a gelding is a castrated horse. Just think of these lyrics. And then he says, he's not pretending. He is the realist. Every vagina hole is tight to him because he has a big penis. And then he says that it makes Pickney born, and we all know he has many Pickney. It says that children will be born because his phallus fits right inside of her. And then he says, and then the Pickney's born, chick, a little chickadee is born, another Gaza prince or princess. And with that last line, we have reached the end of a Vybz Kartel, Shawn Storm, and Shano masterpiece. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. We must continue to grow this Gaza channel. I will not take up any more of your time. So until we meet again, it is Gaza me say forever.
Gyalis, new millennium Gyalis, Y2K, Gyalis, master degree, Gyalis.